He was named the Coach of the Year last season after leading the Browns to the playoffs despite using 5 different starting quarterbacks, tied for the most by any team that made the playoffs in the Super Bowl era. Deshaun Watson was in and out of the lineup during the first 10 weeks of the season before undergoing season-ending surgery to repair a fracture in his throwing shoulder. And then Joe Flacco just came off the couch and said, all right, I'm going to take you to the playoffs. I'm going to start here with specifically talking about this entire team. And Kevin, I want to start with you. Yeah. What's the ceiling for this Browns team if Watson's able to stay healthy through the whole season?
I believe as a franchise, they have a high floor because of the defense and a low ceiling because of the quarterback. Last year, when you look at what they allowed as far as first downs, it was historically good. The worst team in the league at allowing first downs, Seattle Seahawks. However, the Cleveland Browns had 30 less first downs than any other team in the NFL on defense. That is historic. I think on the offensive side of the ball, Deshaun Watson has no proof of concept he's going to be anything other than mediocre in Cleveland. His numbers across the board, I think it's 2 yards per attempt down in his Houston tenure. Touchdown percentage goes from 6% to 4%. We just haven't seen anything from Deshaun Watson to show that they're going to win because of him instead of despite him. So I think there's going to be a lot of growing pains. I don't have a lot of expectations for that offense. The defense is going to win them games, and they will win.
Okay. Just coming in pretty hot about Deshaun Watson. Now, listen. I get the automatic hate towards Watson. I really do. Personally, off the field, I don't like him at all. I'm not going to lie. I really don't like him one bit. Whatever he did off the field will always follow him, and rightfully so, forever. But let's put that all aside. All aside. The dude is an athletically, physically gifted, talented, young quarterback. He's 28 years old. Now, he definitely, because of everything that happened down in Houston, whether it be because of what happened off the field or what happened, how he sat out, right? It was a whole thing. He missed, obviously, a lot of games and a lot of time. So, yes. Is he down? Is some of his numbers down? Is he rusty? Absolutely. And now that he's going to be coming back from an injury, all of those things are accurate. But the reality is if he still wants to play football and he is actually healthy, because the question is, what are the Browns ceiling with a healthy Deshaun Watson? Well, then the sky's really kind of the limit because he is a proven great quarterback. There's no disputing that. He is a great quarterback. And he was a great quarterback in a questionable situation back in the old days with the Houston Texans. Now the Houston Texans are obviously a great situation, but not before that. And Kevin Stefanski is a great head coach, a great offensive mind. And that defense for Cleveland Browns is humming. And if Joe Flacco can come off the couch and ball out, better believe that Watson can too. Seriously. There's no reason to believe that Watson has just completely lost the ability to play football. If it was injury related, then I would understand. But it's just, he was injured. That's why some of his numbers were down and he was trying to play through it. He was rusty because he hadn't played consistent football in a really long time. And yes, it'll take a minute. But the sky is absolutely the limit with Deshaun Watson and the Cleveland Browns. Again, I'm not necessarily saying that I think the Cleveland Browns are going to go on this big run and win the Super Bowl and all that type of stuff. But the automatic, Deshaun Watson has not shown us anything that he's able to be a good quarterback or this, that. And it's what are you talking about? People were so high on Deshaun Watson. So high on him before. He was becoming Patrick Mahomes before Patrick Mahomes. And then again, I understand publicly he took a massive hit. I understand that. And then he hasn't played, and then injuries. It's been definitely a weird unfortunate few years for Watson. Both self-inflicted and just luck. And I get that. But when he's not even at his best, they were still 5-1. And he was just kind of getting going. Remember, it's hard. It's not always easy for a quarterback to jump into a new system with a new coach, with a new cast of characters, new team, and just immediately hit the ground running. We saw that happen with literally none other than the Tom Brady. He did not hit the ground running with Tampa Bay and the Buccaneers. It took a minute. Watson didn't get to have that minute because of injury. So I just think that people are selling that stock way too fast. And again, my automatic feeling is to always also hate on Watson, but I try to be as unbiased and as clear thinking as I possibly can. And if we're going to separate the public image of Watson, which is not what it felt like that guy, I don't even know who the heck that guy is, quite honestly. I didn't really see, I don't remember his face at this point now. That just doesn't seem like there's any actual grounds. Like, again, if you want to criticize a player, if you want to say I don't think that they're going to be good, this, that, and the third, you got to give me like actual real evidence. And it can't just be a little random snapshot. It's got to be like actual concrete sustained evidence, not just a random down year, not a very weirdly specific circumstance. There's more to that. So I think if Watson's fully healthy and ready to go with the Cleveland Browns and Kevin Stefanski, I think that they will absolutely be trouble for a lot of teams in the NFL. They were trouble with Joe Flacco. I think they will be trouble with Watson as well. So I don't see why. Again, I guess I see the extra hate and I get it, but we have to look a little bit more critically with regards to that. We know Watson is a really, really good quarterback. He overplayed his hand years ago and did terrible things off the field. No question about it. But he's still a great quarterback. You don't just lose that. And what made him special also, don't get me wrong, some of his mobility and things of that nature definitely helped, but it's not like he was just this like Michael Vick, Lamar Jackson, like one of these just like, I gotta run, and that's all I could do. Like, the dude had an arm, the dude could throw, he could win games, he was a winner, he was a leader too. You know, like he actually had great intangibles. But then he did all that stuff, and it's like, ugh, it feels gross. It's not good. I don't like it at all. But if we're just having a strict football conversation, then on the field, there's no reason for him to not be able to succeed. If Dak Prescott can succeed, Baker Mayfield can succeed, okay? Kirk Cousins, like any of these other not A-list quarterbacks can succeed, better believe that Deshaun Watson can succeed too. That's just the reality. That's just the reality. But those are just my thoughts. I would absolutely love to hear yours. What do you think? Do you think Deshaun Watson and the Cleveland Browns can make some moves and can do a legit deep run this coming season? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment, so whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions, let's get in some fights, but ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I would absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of, and I think we're well on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much, and see you next time.